Hey guys, Brady here, and I just saw The Space Between Us. Now, when I saw the trailer for this movie back in June, I believe, was the first time I saw it when I saw Independence Day Resurgence. I wasn't too excited for this movie. This movie looked like it was going to be very boring, very slow. It's going to take its time building up its story. Fuck. I mean, not that I'm opposed to seeing a slow movie. I walked into silence knowing this movie is not going to be some fast-paced, action-packed movie, and I love Silence a lot. But this movie, I was like, yeah, this movie's gonna be not gonna be my kind of movie. It's gonna be like really terrible. And my friend called me. I was like, hey, do you want to go see The Space Between Us tonight with me? I was like, fine, I will go see it. And it actually wasn't that bad. I mean, the first hour of the movie was a bit rocky. It took a bit to get into. It's like, all right, we get it. They're going into space, and the mother's gonna have him on Mars and shit. And yeah, all of that was just very boring to see. But once he turns like six, they cut to 16 years later. Austin Butterfield, it's not 16 years old. He's 20. He's gonna be 20 in April. He's the same. He's a couple months older than me. But yeah, I guess he could pass as a 16-year-old. He cuts to 16 years later, and now he's a teenager, and he wants to go to Earth and see what Earth is like, but he can't go to. The problem is his body can't cope with Earth's gravity because it's different than Mars, and so when he goes to Earth, like he has like all these problems. He gets these nosebleeds. It turns out his heart is a little bit too big, and I think that's due to being born on Mars. And he meets this girl. She's the girl from Tomorrowland, Britt Robertson, I believe her name is. She's the love interest in this movie. She thinks he's kind of insane. He's like, and she doesn't like the world. Well, not. She looks at the world differently. She thinks a lot of people don't like her. She thinks everybody's like lying to her and stuff like that, which is, I guess, okay. The world is not a nice place sometimes, but she thinks they meet in some kind of Skype type thing. He tells her that he's in like Texas or something, when in reality he's actually on fucking Mars. But yeah, and then they meet each other and they go across the country to find his father, and so yeah, that's pretty much this entire movie. Him going to Earth and him just like seeing what Earth is like and just meeting random people. It's kind of funny. Like he goes up to like, this random hobo and he's like he's like, hi, what is your favorite thing about Earth? And I forgot what the hobo. I think it was a hobo. He's like around a fire, and I forgot what the hobo said. And then he's like, all right. Then he asks the same question. He asks Asa Butterfield, what is your favorite part about Earth? He's like, so far, you. And he just walks away, and the guy's like, that's a weird kid. And then it shows him like getting on a bus, and he's like amazed by the automatic like, door on the bus. He like walks off the bus, and the door closes, like, and then just sees the door open, and he just like runs back onto the bus. And him just exploring stuff like that on Earth is kind of funny to see. And then there's this confrontation between him and Britt Robertson, and it's kind of funny. I don't want to, it's space between us. It's not like I'm spoiling Thor Ragnarok. When he first meets Tesla, I think her name is, face to face on Earth, he's like, my mom died, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry. He's like, don't be sorry, I killed her. It's like, who says that? And then she's okay with it, and then she like takes him on a road trip, and then halfway through the road trip, she's like, all right, so tell me, how did you kill your mother? It's like, no, she died after she gave birth to me. And he's like, no, that's not. You didn't kill her. It's like, oh my god, this movie has some things that weren't really explained, and I think that kind of hurts the movie. There's a lot of things that happen. It's like, all right, how did this happen? What's this? What's that? Why does he know this? Why does they? Who are they? Kind of things. Um, they didn't do a good job at explaining a few things in this movie, and those are my only problems. The first act of the first hour of the movie is a bit slow, and then some of the things in the movie weren't well explained or weren't explained at all. Um, but I gotta say, Brett Roberts and Asa Butterfield were great together. I thought they were a great couple. They were a better couple than I don't know. I guess you could say Hulk and Natasha Romanoff, or Bella and Robert Pattinson's Edward. Um, Also, this movie does have a few cliches, and some of the cliches are like what I said. When he first comes to Earth, he's like exploring like all the new things about Earth and stuff like that. It kind of reminded me of when Will Ferrell came to New York for the first time in Elf. It's kind of what happens in this movie. Although it's not as funny as it was in Elf. It's funny, but it's not like hysterically funny. I can't give this movie a fresh tomato. I'm just gonna give this movie 2.5 out of 5 stars. Definitely a lot better than I was expecting it to be. I walked in and was like, okay, this movie, I'm gonna give this movie like a 1. This movie's gonna be like 1 star, and it wasn't. I'm going to see Rings later, so hopefully Rings isn't terrible. I heard it's not as bad as the trailers made it out to be. But I don't know. I hope Rings is good. So yeah, 2.5 out of 5 stars. I'll probably have a review up for Rings either tonight or actually no, tomorrow, because I'm going to my friend's house tonight. He works at a movie theater, and he's allowed to have like up to 4 people go into the theater for free. So that's gonna cut my movie going experiences in half with the money, because I usually spend loads of money on movies, and now since my friend works at a movie theater, he's always asking me, do you want to go to a movie? I'd be like, yeah, I want to go to a movie, and now we get to go for free. That's awesome. I love that he has a job at a movie theater. I'm still gonna go to other theaters, but I could go for free if I want to now, and that's how I'm gonna go see the Rings. But yeah, so I'm sleeping over at his house tonight because we're gonna go see like a late movie, and I don't think my parents want to pick me up at like 12 at night. So we're just gonna Uber back to his house, and I should probably have my review for Rings tomorrow morning. So yeah, 2.5 out of 5 stars for The Space Between Us.